I don't think in my time, I could be wrong. I don't think I've seen this with you
no, this is
and what
be,
you're about to announce.
We're going to do this. Let's go big or don't even do it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea is 2026, Joe Koy, Gabriel Iglesias, Fluffy. We're doing
Big boy in the neighborhood.
boy.
Beautiful day in the neighborhood,
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen. He's back.
He's back.
Oh, yeah.
Gabriel
back.
Iglesias, the fluffy one. How you doing, my
Yes,
brother?
I'm doing fantastic.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let me, man. Now we talk. We for one, G and I we talk. We text. You know what I'm saying. Aside from this thing called radio, right? And then when it comes down to, man, I'm doing Dodger Stadium. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. We always make sure that we get together. So now there is another thing that's going on. Are they replacing the Statue of Liberty with you? Are we clear to make that announcement yet, or is there another one that we wanted? Because I didn't know the order of the ones that we were supposed to do.
It's crazy, and I feel it's very surreal to be able to just have so many announcements and things that are going on. I feel like, oh my God, I feel like an ass. I was like, well, really? Another? Something else?
Amen.
Aren't your hands still wet from the cement?
I was just about to say that. Like literally, he
Another
came in.
one.
His finger literally just unstuck last night. Hey, man, your cement, your ceremony was so great, bro. Like, the people that came out, I've never been to a ceremony like that. You know what I'm saying? And as we're sitting here today, I think Ice Cube has his tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Snoop still haven't got his, so that's good. Because you say Snoop usually beats you to the punch on a lot of stuff.
I can honestly say I beat Snoop
Yeah.
to that one.
That's right.
Hey, man, but and we had a chance to speak about this, but now that it's done, because we had a
It's
chance.
real.
Yeah. Hey, dude, I sat there. Not only did I see you put your hands in and do the signature, but I stayed long enough to watch. I didn't even know how they cleaned it up. Did you stay for all that?
Yes. I wanted to make sure that they didn't erase it.
Right,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. Be like, let it dry. Gotcha. Be Punk 2025. Like, he really thought he was getting his hands in.
So a lot of people don't realize that when you write in cement, it's not a regular pen. They give
Right.
you like an old school stylus. It's a plastic, it's like a pointer thing.
Yeah.
And you start writing. And originally the idea was I was going to do cursive.
Mm-hmm.
And immediately when you start doing a curve, the cement builds up on the tip.
Yeah.
And if you keep writing it out, you're just going to make a mess. That's why I remember seeing Canelo's cement, and I'm like, what 3-year-old wrote their name
Right,
on the
yeah.
cement? And I just kept ragging on him more. I'm like, man, he writes the way he speaks English. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, and then I realized, oh, shoot, it's hard. No matter how good your
It's an
penmanship
art
is.
to it.
There is. So once you write your name out, they have someone who comes out and they will literally shave off all the excess cement that would, dry up and wind up getting kicked off anyway
Right.
with footsteps. So the guy comes in and he cleans it. And so by the time he's done, it looks pretty decent.
Hey,
It
man.
looks pretty good.
But I was back there watching you do your practice signings, because even you have to have because I never thought that you would have a practice signing, but I guess that it makes sense.
Yes, because it is difficult to write in cement. It's one thing to put your hand, but then that's also a thing you got to practice. Is there's a way that you put it. You don't just go in and out. There's you have to lay your hands in and then slowly lift and then give it a chance to kind of take its shape. And what's cool is they let me keep the cement, the practice one.
Oh, that's dope. And even the fluffy print, the air fluffy.
Yeah, I had that made.
there was just so much to my sitting there watching that I was like, man, I'm witnessing history. Because when you walk around the Chinese theater, when you look, there's so much history there.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been there as kids and we've looked at other people's. Is it crazy that you have yours there now?
It's insane because when I was approached for it, it didn't feel right. It didn't feel right because
They didn't tell you what I said.
and I said, like, really him?
Yeah, I was like, get Snoop first. But you say it again.
So I was approached by the people that own, basically the Dolby, the Chinese theater, and half of Hollywood Boulevard, and they said we want to give you this honor, and I was excited and just overwhelmed by it, but at the same time I'm realistic. I'm like, look, I thank you, but I'm not a movie star. And they said, correct, you're not a movie star, but you are a star, and we think that you've done more than enough to be deserving of this. And so the cool part is that I got in just as a comedian. Not as an
Right.
actor, not as a singer, not as anything else, but just a comic. And there's been other comics that have gotten this, but they were comics and movie stars. So to just get in there only as a comic was like, wow. That for me was
Yeah, and I'm telling you, man, how good did it feel as you're signing? And like I said, there's an art to signing this cement. How good was it when you would sign and then you would hand the pen over to the little white guy? You know what I'm saying?
It was
You're like,
pretty good.
oh, we have arrived.
part of me wanted to
You're like,
sign.
excuse me,
Yeah.
garçon.
Yeah.
Excuse me, boy. Excuse me, boy.
Man, here you go. Man, here you go.
Yeah.
Part of me wanted to sign and then throw the pin out in the crowd like Trump.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Every
Give me
time,
another pin.
Hilarious. He was doing everything.
Yeah, hold up the cement.
and toss it out. Man, but just being there, I was happy for you, bro. And I'm so glad that you made me a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You know, and all the years, man, it's just like, because we have such a great history. That's why I like that I was also able to have Emilio there. And you saw
Yeah, man.
Emilio, you wouldn't think that a killer looking dude
Yeah, man.
with his, his acting and everything is just like, all right, he's, with Padrino on Mayans.
Yeah.
And he goes out there and delivers this incredible speech and very heartwarming. He had people crying.
Yeah, man.
And
Hey,
I'm
dude,
like, I'm in the back, like, oh my God.
you ever been somewhere and you was like, damn, his speech was better than mine? I was sitting there like, damn, I should have went after. I should have said that.
It was a moving speech. It
Yeah,
wasn't
man.
just a quick, like, let me, this next guy. No, he told a really nice story.
Mm-hmm.
And the way he talked about how happy he was for me was very sincere. And you could tell he's not a guy that's gonna lie or
Right,
just,
no.
no BS with him. He was very sincere, and it was just very touching.
Amen. And now we have another announcement.
Yes.
Something that I don't think, in my time, I could be wrong, I don't think I've seen this with you
this is
and
gonna
what
be,
you're about to announce.
This is going to be a first. So a good friend of mine by the name of Joe Koy, who was there that day
Yes,
for
sir.
the ceremony. The only reason he didn't talk is because he'd still be there talking.
Right.
I love him.
Any
but-
Filipino
I
parents
love
here?
him, but- I love Joe, but man, yeah, they would have, hit him with the light. Joe and I have been good friends for a while, and every now and then when he has a show at the Forum, I'll stop in and I'll crash his show. And when I do shows, like whether it's at Honda Center or at the Forum, he'll pop in, and we've done that for a couple years now. And I said, hey man, what do you think about the idea of the two of us doing a mega show? He's like, well, Gabe, I don't know. It's like, we're both concerned that our fan base is going to support it together of us doing a show. And since we're both already doing arena shows, we said, well, we got to do something that's going to make if we're going to do this, let's go big or don't even do
Right.
it. So the idea is 2026, Joe Koy, Gabriel Iglesias, Fluffy, we're doing Sofi. We're playing Sofi. It's never been done. And the two of us, we're calling it the biggest comedy show ever.
Ever.
And if there's a bigger one, let me know.
Right. The biggest comedy show ever. And like we said, we haven't seen comedy at SoFi.
No.
We've seen comedians walk around
Yeah,
at
yeah,
like
no,
a weekend
yeah,
concert
yeah.
or something.
I've been there for a Rams game.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that is
I paid to see Tay Tay.
and when it comes to you and Joe Koy, like you said, you guys already do arenas. And you're in a position where you're doing tours that sell out. The same thing with Joe Koy. You guys didn't need each other.
That's
but
the
to
best
see,
part.
Yeah.
This isn't a money play. It's a let's LA's our home.
Yeah.
Let's do something. Let's do something huge. Something that's never been done.
That's insane, bro.
And SoFi is massive.
Yeah.
But I don't think you can be worried about that because, hell, you did Dodger Stadium. So
But it's
yeah.
been a couple of years, and I don't want to assume that I'm at the same place I was then. The only way to know for sure is what happens.
And this is March 2026.
March
21st, 2026.
March 21st, 2026.
Hey, man, how huge is that? Not just for you and Joe Koy. How huge is that for Los Angeles and surrounding areas and people that's never seen you guys get on stage just flying in? Like, what does the
It is an
city?
event, man.
Yes.
Yes, man.
It's basically it's WrestleMania for comedy.
Yeah.
I want to
It's
tailgate now.
it's
Hey, dude.
WrestleMania for comedy.
You
It's the
literally-
Super Bowl of comedy.
And you got to make your life around this. Like, if you had March 21st, 2026 on a Saturday night as your wedding, you got to move your
You
shit.
got, yeah. March 22nd. Get married on Sunday. It's cheap.
So if March 20, yeah, you know,
You save some money. Come on.
but yeah, now this is a plan. This is a thing now, man. And tickets go on. So there's a pre-sale that began Wednesday, April 23rd. So the pre-sale is about to start.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
And then you're off and running from the pre-sale.
From the pre-sale.
Oh my
and then
God.
we're gonna, you know, and the best part, we're doing one show. Let's go in. Let's hit it out of the park, and then just let's add that to the resume.
Bro, SoFi is massive. You're talking about 70,000 seats.
Yeah, man.
Could expand to like 100,000 if you really wanted to.
What does that roar sound like? Now, you've done arenas already. You've done Dodger Stadium. Is it a different timing when you're doing something like that?
It definitely is a different timing, but I think that the excitement and the technology that we're going to have with the screens and the sound. And,
Oh, yeah.
We can't go in there with a souped up karaoke machine. We got to
Right,
go in and bring it. So it has to be the same level of like a Metallica or Taylor Swift type of production in order to pull off a show that big.
Do you get nervous when, even in arena, do you get nervous, or is there a different type of nervous that you will have for like a SoFi, or were you nervous for Dodger Stadium? And I don't mean nervous like I'm not going to sell, but what comes with that?
There is nerves. I'm not worried about the tickets. I'm not worried about the performance. I know me.
Right.
I worry about the things I have no control over, which is sound, lighting.
Right.
If the sound goes out, oh my God! If because there has been shows, like I had a show last week where the mic went out, and it took a couple minutes before they were able to get me a new one. And I'm like, if something like that were to happen at a stadium, you lose so much momentum, and to start over, and then people are gonna say, you know what? Those two guys shouldn't have been doing that show. Any little thing, people will find a reason to rip apart and make that the reason why it shouldn't have happened. So I do worry about production. When I did Dodger Stadium, I was worried: is everybody going to be able to see? Can people hear? And I had the extra pressure of having Netflix there, so I needed to make sure if I'm recording a special, this thing everything has to hit on all cylinders. Otherwise,
and are you also concerned? Not concerned, but I also think about when we do events and everything too, man. I'm concerned about everybody getting there and everybody getting home safe.
Yes, that's another
because
thing
it's
too.
not over until you're at home and you're safe. We're all safe, yeah.
Because I remember, oh my God, for Dodger Stadium, I was safe because I left Dodger Stadium at 4 a.m.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's historic. That is the best. I don't give up. I do. I forget how many hours I was up there. It was more than 3.
Yeah.
And then
And then we did another 3 just in the parking lot.
Best hangover of my life. Best hangover.
Hey man, and I love how when you say how if anyone would, for one, when you were there, you say, don't even say, just say, I was there. And there's a lot of I was there.
There was a lot of I was there.
Yeah, but also you didn't short anyone on the show. You took the fine. And you stayed over and you made sure. Can you tell what you tell people after that fine that you got?
So I love the fact that once the show was over, I asked the crowd basically like, you guys mind if I have some drinks with you? And the crowd stayed to basically watch me drink, tell stories, bring my friend Martine and Alfred out on stage and just share stories and do shots and play chente. We're playing we must have played chente like 30 times.
Wow.
And the crowd would go crazy every single time. And it was awesome. It was a hang. It was a hang that should have ended 3 hours earlier.
Yeah. So the fine starts.
The fine begins, and when you get a fine at an arena, that's a hefty fine. But when you get a fine at a stadium, I was fined $250,000, $250,000 fine. Yeah, for this.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, I tell people I'm the reason they could afford Ohtani.
Yeah, there it is.
The Dodgers hit me with that fine.
They're like, wait, don't we got that Gabriel Iglesias money? We got that fine money. You better get that guy out of here.
Get him out there. But yeah, so believe me when I tell you that the show at SoFi will end at midnight. Exactly. I learned my lesson. I ain't trying to do that again.
You paid your tuition into the School of Experience without going into production.
I got to sell a lot of Funkos to make up that fine.
What does a Fluffy and Joe Koy show, without giving it away, what does it look like? Is there a headliner, a co-headliner? Is it?
So I want to make sure that us doing this show together, it's a collab. It's the two of us. It's not a I'm here, you're here.
Right.
So the fact that we sat down and look, Hey, Joe Koy sold out the Forum 6 times. That's incredible.
Yeah.
His
That's the
show
SoFi.
is solid. He is,
Number
he's a
wise,
star.
he did the SoFi.
Yes. And so based on that, me doing Dodger Stadium, it's like we're coming in as equals. So we're not trying to hurt each other's. I don't feel like there is a thing because
Right.
Joe is so cool. And so it's not like it's Joe Koy and Fluffy or Gabriel Iglesias and Joe Koy.
Versus.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
A,
We got a
right?
versus.
It's a versus. It's a versus.
They over there unplugging stuff while you
right?
on.
It's Jollibee versus King Taco.
Yeah.
It's East
Where
LA.
we go?
It's East LA versus
Man,
Cerritos.
every snack you made.
This is going to be massive. This is bigger than De La Hoya versus Pacquiao.
Hey man, but this is so good.
It's massive,
not
bro.
just for the city, not just for comedy, but camaraderie. People can get together.
Yes.
It shows that two powerful forces can come. It teaches us so much right now. And all we want to do at this moment, bro, and for the next whatever years, we want to laugh.
That's it.
There's not too much to laugh at right now. And I don't think it's going to be too much to laugh at next year either. You know what I'm saying? But we want to laugh, bro. We want to get dressed. We want to come out. We want to have a great time. And I'm telling you, bro, this is history in the making once again because we have never sat at SoFi and watched two comedians, one comedian, but two guys are so skilled in their craft. We've never laughed like we're going to laugh.
It is going to be an event.
At
It
SoFi.
is going to be an event. And Joe would like to record it. I'm kind of on the fence with that one just
Really?
because I don't want this to take away from the Dodger thing. And so it's like, oh, okay, so now it's you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
But if he wants to do it, more power
Is
to
it
him.
different when you go to record?
It is.
Yeah.
It's an extra pressure I don't want, and I've already gone through it. I just
Yeah,
want to
man.
have fun. I want to do something fun and big and just not have to worry about that extra part. Having Netflix there stressed me out so bad because there was so many people, opinions, and this and that needs to happen, and I just want to worry about my set. I want to go
Right.
out and be funny. I don't want to have to worry about all this technical, and that's what stressed me out.
Right. And it's another thing, man, is like if you're name any artist, group, whatever, you want to go there and you want to hear the hits. If it's Kendrick, if it's Drake, if it's Ye, whatever it is, you all want to hear flashing lights. I want to hear, hey, with comedy, it's like you write something and then you gotta put it to the side.
Got to put it to the
When
side.
you do a special, it's like, well, I built that up, I worked on it, and now it's gone.
There you go. Yeah, so the show that I'm going to do that night will be completely new.
Yeah.
It won't be nothing that I've done in the past on specials. But, some people still like to hear some of the
Yeah.
classics.
You got to go back to.
So, I might have to pull out my own little chente line. Like,
Right.
He's going to play Volver.
Right. Yeah. Hey man, but thank you for coming into the neighborhood, man, and giving us another one.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
thank you, and fingers crossed. Let's see what happens.
We gotta do some type of.
He said fingers crossed, not eyes crossed.
we gotta
This
do
dude
some
over
type
here.
of like neighborhood tailgate before that. Cause
Oh
it's an
my
event,
gosh,
bro.
man.
Oh, there's
Take
going to
over
be
the
a
parking
tailgate.
lot, barbecue, like
Oh,
just
yeah.
gear up for
I'm
that.
gonna
bro.
I'm gonna hire all the people that sell T-shirts, the bootleg ones, and be like, "Come on, tonight you're legit."
Right? Yeah. Sell these.
tonight
Here,
you're
just
legit.
yeah, tonight you're legit. Just
Yeah,
sell
man.
this
Hey,
one. right here.
dude, the Dodger ones when they were out there at Dodger Stadium, I felt so bad because I made thousands of dollars that night. And then you had me covered on parking and food, and I felt bad, but I was like, how do I pass up this opportunity?
Guilty.
Yeah, man, guilty as charged.
I have bootleggers that follow me on tour because I keep seeing the exact same T-shirts, and I'm like, these guys have crossed state lines.
Right.
And I'm like, man, I need to hire them. They work harder than my team.
The promo team.
You
right
crossing state lines? Isn't that illegal? I remember one time, man, we had one of our station concerts, right? And I was literally staying across the street from what's the venue in Anaheim?
Honda Center.
Honda Center. So I was staying right across the street from the Honda Center. So I walked across the street, did sound check, and as I'm walking back, the crowd is kind of coming in early, right? So a dude comes up to me and he's like, hey, I got the shirt, so on and so forth. And I'm looking at the shirt and he's trying to sell the shirt. I'm like, hey man, I said, that's me on the shirt. So he was selling the shirt for $20. And he was like, $20. I'm like, man, I said, dude, that's me on the shirt. He went like this. All right, give me 10. It was either 2010 or 10-5, but I was like,
Bootleggers are like they're just oblivious to the fact.
hey man, I love when they miss the mark and you put on the shirt, then you look at it like this, and you're like, man, this said Lakers on it? Lakers sweep on the inside. Like, just print it. Just print another side
I'm
of it.
trying to confront them. It's like that doesn't register.
Oh, no,
I tried
bro.
confronting a dude who was bootlegging one of my OG CDs at Santa Fe Spring Swap Meet.
Really?
And I picked it up and I held it next to my face and I go, bro. And his eyes opened up like, oh, and then he pulled out a marker. Hey, sign it.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you serious?
like they don't get it.
Dude,
Like,
I'm not showing you so that I can sign it. I'm like, fine.
can you sign the rest of these?
I've seen it.
Yeah, man. Can you sign it, man? All right.
Everybody gather around. We got Gabriel Iglesias, Sofi signing autographs here. Boot 17. Boot 17, come on down.
Hell yeah.
Freaking Mexican Comic Con all of a sudden.
A Mexican comic
Hey, man.
at the Swappers.
Hey man, do you still trip off of that word, or you just know it is what it is?
I'm not gonna fight it.
Right,
It's,
yeah.
You know, if anything, I'm blessed enough to have an incredible show and merch, and I do very well. Hey, more power to them.
Yeah.
You guys go out there. I'm not gonna tell you anything. I'll play with you, but I'm not reporting. I'm not calling cops.
Are you
I'm not
ever on your
sending
tour
people
bus
out
and you
there.
like crack the curtain and looking like, man, they selling all my shit out there?
I'm in a good place. If people want to do that and people can make that kind of money from my face,
I heard
and
that.
hey, go
Are
for
all
it.
your Funkos sold
You said
out?
it.
I said it right here.
Yeah.
You said
You got clearance.
knock yourself out.
Are all
That's
your,
if you're a small time
Right, yeah,
vendor.
yeah, yeah,
Walmart,
yeah.
you can't do that.
right? Yeah,
Yeah. JCPenney, no.
right. If you can carry it in a backpack, yes. You know what I'm saying? If you got stuff and you're selling backpacks at your store too, no. Hey, did all your Funkos, did they sell out, or do you?
Which ones?
So you release them in different, because I got a box in there. I'm waiting for these to completely sell out before I ask you to sign them. I just saw them in my office
I
now.
have a new Funko coming out tomorrow. A new Funko coming out tomorrow. I've already announced it. It's a
Wait, hold on, man. You announced it where?
online.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. I was
Yeah, don't
worried
get
because
nervous.
usually you announce everything with us. But go ahead now. yeah. I was like,
It's in honor of WrestleMania week. I got a wrestle figure. So it's
Really?
me as a wrestler with a championship belt, and it's really cute.
do you have do you have wrestling belts at your house?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah.
You damn scooting
Oh yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes, I
wrestling.
have about six belts.
Like the good ones though, huh?
yeah, the heavy
Yeah.
ones.
Damn.
Yeah.
Do you ever go to the matches with them?
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
that
you're
person.
that guy. Okay, yeah.
that person.
You're that guy. Hey, man, Bootleg Kev, man. We went to the last WWE, the one that they did with, was it Netflix?
I
Yeah.
had my belt there. I was
See?
wearing my belt. Yes.
Hey, dude, when I was like, I said, Kev, I said, we got some seats down here. Him and his son came down like, oh, y'all really here.
Oh, yeah.
Because they had the big-ass, heavy-ass belts. I'm like, dude, you wrestled no one. And you have a championship belt? You know? Hey, man, do you trip off of what being so good at your craft? The other, I always tell people that everybody has a privilege. People say, oh, no, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. There's white privilege. And people say, oh, that's white privilege. But then we also have a privilege. Do you understand what your privilege is? Like, you can go somewhere and be like, oh, I got you. The food,
I get a lot of stuff to comped.
God,
I was at Starbucks yesterday trying to get my. I'm really close to getting 1,000 stars because I got the app right, and for me it's ooh, I'm gonna get 1,000 stars, and I go to try to pay, and the girl goes, oh, it's you here on the house. I'm like, but I want my 1,000 stars.
Hey, man, what does the star rank? What does that mean? Like, that's
It's
not a.
stupid. It's nothing. It takes you back to your childhood when you get a gold star.
Oh, yeah.
So if you get a certain amount of points, it goes towards free drinks.
Right.
And it's so stupid because I'm like, I'm getting a free drink right now.
Right, but you want
But I
this.
still want my, because I feel like I'm earning it. I feel like I'm earning
dog.
these beverages.
Do you own a Starbucks in your backyard?
No.
Oh, okay,
no,
just
no,
checking.
No.
Just checking, dude.
I've looked into it. I want to be like Shaq, man. Shaq owns everything.
Oh, my God,
But he's
man.
so under the radar about it, But it's like he owns so much.
He owns so much in Las Vegas, like a club, and like everyone's like, how? What?
Yeah, that
What?
dude,
Who owns
man.
What?
right?
Do you have a lot of businesses like that? Do you own a lot?
I have like property that
Yeah.
I've invested in, actual restaurants and stuff like that. I'm invested in some stuff in Long Beach.
Do you own the restaurant or the grounds?
No, neither.
Oh,
Neither.
okay.
I'm just an investor.
Okay. Yeah, don't let me go have something where I can go in and eat for free. I had a restaurant. We lost our asses, though. But, oh, boy, did I eat. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, I'm losing all this money a month. Like, Jose, let me get a taco plate.
I think a lot of times it's more of a glory play, like just to be able to say, I have a spot, I have this, I have that, but that's expensive. I'd rather just pretend. Tell people I own it, and then I just come by and I'll eat for free.
Right.
Then, go support Fluffy's place.
This is all mine.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
like I don't even know about Danny Trejo. Danny Trejo got everything.
He does.
This dude got Danny
Tacos, donuts.
Yeah, he got it. He sell you everything but machetes, huh?
Yeah.
He should. If anybody, he should get a deal with
Hell, man. Like, when you think
laundry
he would have his,
squad,
he would have his own knife, like his own knife collection.
That's
that he
true,
would sell
dog.
to
A
you.
cooking knife collection.
Yeah, I would have machetes, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that-
so good.
Or
He
a
should
barbecue one
He
or
should
something.
trademark the phrase half off, and then it just be him holding a thing. half off.
Everything is half off.
Everything half off.
Man, thank you for coming into the neighborhood, man.
Thank you
And
again.
God willing, we'll see you a lot before.
I feel
but
like the family member that refuses to leave. I've said bye like 4 times.
Hey, man, you know what it is, too, man? That's a black and brown thing. We don't know how to say goodbye.
Yeah.
All right, man, that's crazy, man. Well, thank you for coming into the neighborhood, man.
Love
And have you
me.
seen that one thing? No.
By the way,
Yeah, man. One more thing before you leave. That's why when I would go to church, I'm like, oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, Lord. Like, how long we going to be sitting here? Hey, man, I went to a Catholic church over the weekend. There was a mass for for Vettel, one of her aunts passed,
Yeah.
right? Man, you talking about squats. Dude, it was so much standing
up
up.
and down.
Oh, my God, man. I'm like, dude, my
A pie.
legs hurt.
Rodillas.
Yeah, I'm
A pie.
like, man.
Rodillas.
I'm like, dude, I called my trainer. I said, I don't even need to meet you with you today. I'm good. I just came from a service. All right, now it is going down. SoFi Stadium, one night only. Gabriel Fluffy won himself Iglesias, Joe Koy, March 21st, 2026. Pre-sale will begin Wednesday, April 23rd. It is definitely going down, man. Make sure that you guys go ahead. And on Friday, tickets are available. So grab your tickets, man. Grab your tickets early because we are going to sell out. And once again, we're about to witness history.
Yeah.
And I thank you for coming in and sharing that with us.
thank you. Always so much fun.
Gabriel! In the neighborhood, big boy neighborhood.